Hi, welcome. Today I am seated not necessarily bi-coastally. You're like a couple miles away, probably. You're still in LA. But I am here with Ollie Drennan. That's how we say it in La France.
Oh, I love it.
Hi, how
Hi,
are
thank you.
you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me in this
Thanks for doing
amazing,
it.
amazing podcast and our amazing white walls for people watching this.
Yes, it's amazing how many people are like, wow, thank you so much for asking me. And I'm like, well, none of us had anything to do. But then I realized, oh, wait, some people act like they got shit to do so they don't have to sit with me and talk to me. So that's nice.
Oh no, I just had to cancel like dinner by myself, like just
Again?
again. I know it's like I really shouldn't be doing that, but this was a very important opportunity and I was like, hell yeah. So,
You are a wishy-washy Pisces ass bitch, and I'm here to expose you.
why does everyone always say that? Every podcast I'm on, everyone says the same damn thing. But
What? Hi, how are you?
wishy-washy bitch, but
Yeah.
brand it, girl.
Drag her. How are you? How's your quarantine?
Quarantine is going, I don't know. I'm getting a little tired of it. I feel like we all are. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I'm feeling a little bit better. I don't know about you, but when it first started, I was very scared. I didn't leave my house for like over a month. Then finally I think I took a kind of a break in Palm Springs for like 2 months. Be
Ooh.
back with my mom. Nothing special. Like I love my mom, but I think kind of like that self-reflection period kind of like was a good thing to get out of LA for a little
Yeah.
bit. Feeling better though. Feeling better. How are you?
I'm good. I feel like in the beginning I was like, oh, I could totally hang out at home. I never leave the house anyway. This is great. Social distancing, that's my preferred method of interaction anyway. But it did like get to me after a while. And there
Right.
was like a solid like 2 month period where I was just like, ugh. But I feel much better now.
That's good. I mean, I feel like we're all on like a weird roller coaster that's up and down. We have our ups and downs, but I think it's okay to have those downs. Like
Yeah.
I'm no like life therapist by any means. Are you kidding me? I can't even take care of myself. But I feel like you have to have those downs in order to have the ups, or appreciate the ups. Am I making
Yeah.
sense?
Same. It's like we have to take the time to undress the way we feel.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's just going to be lingering behind us and it's going to come out in other ways.
Right. And just an uphill roller coaster, that sounds boring as fuck,
Yes.
you know?
Unless it's a real one, which I miss. I miss those.
I miss parks.
I miss Disney.
I miss conventions.
I'm an undercover Disney gay.
Yeah.
Like I like going to Disneyland.
Like how often? Do you have an annual pass?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. What happened was I went to school for theater in Orange County. So literally everybody in my school worked at Disney. They were all like performers and characters and stuff. So nobody ever wanted to sign me in. And so finally I just got a pass so we could all go together. And then suddenly like nobody went with me. So
I'm sorry. I used to work at Disneyland. I would have signed you
ew.
in.
What a liar. All you fucking Disney twinks are full of shit. You know what? Because I slept around Disneyland to try to get signed in and nobody would sign me in.
Wow. That's why you have
Despite
to
me putting out.
you have to get signed in first and then put out. That's how it works, right?
I don't know, because then how do you dangle the carrot without like giving him a taste to
That's,
expect the reward?
that's because you hook up in Disneyland. There you go.
The Pirates of the
Right?
Caribbean ride.
Oh
It just
yeah, it goes dark.
it
Goes
does.
dark, goes dark. It's a small world. It's so loud in there. It's like you could probably pull something off in there.
Wait, you've done this, clearly.
Not from experience. This is all theoretical. This is all nothing that I've done.
Nice. I don't think I've ever done anything like that. I've done crazy shit, but not that. I should add that to my list. That would be fun to kai in Disneyland somewhere.
2021
Yes.
when it opens back up.
Yes. I have tickets that I bought to go that were for the whole year of 2020. And since I can't use them, I'm hoping I'll be able to just use them next year, maybe.
Right. I
I don't
hope I would
know.
hope so.
What did you do at Disney?
I was a host. I worked at a restaurant in New Orleans Square, uh, French Market.
Work. That's where Jack
Yes.
Skellington always hides.
Does he? He's
Yeah.
really hot. Whoever plays him. Yes, there's someone who plays these characters, people.
What?
I'm ruining the magic. No. I remember it's
Yeah.
always like this really like attractive tall man playing him, and like Sally is beautiful.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing them. I'm like, damn, some of these actors are hot.
They're all beautiful, but they're like all, they're all like Broadway types.
A little bit.
A little bit that Disney look, which is this right here.
Yeah.
They all look like walls.
Well, they either look like walls or it's like talking to a wall. So.
Yeah. I used to have close friends who were characters, and they were nice, I mean, we're not like close anymore, but it is what it is. I got to go and experience Disneyland with people who like worked there. It was nice.
Mm-hmm. Just like, don't get stuck there. People get stuck there.
Yeah. That was the shit too. It was just like, what are you gonna do when you get too old to play your character?
I know. Like, I wonder what people are doing now that it's like closed too. It's a hard time for actors and like people that are just in that kind of like industry.
Yeah, the gig workers are all dying.
It really sucks. This is all virtual. I mean, look at us.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm not even in drag below the tits.
No.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a secret surprise.
I'm wearing wearing a gown with a train.
Yes, to the hallway, right?
I'm not even wearing shoes.
I'm wearing socks. You wearing socks?
I'm not wearing socks.
Oh.
I have concrete floors, so like it's not.
Do you really?
Yeah, my apartment's like concrete floors.
That sounds so cold.
It's great.
Okay. Well,
it keeps the place cool.
Especially for summertime because it's hot.
Yeah, and it looks really cool too. So it's like it's a giant concrete floor, and we have a giant area rug in the middle where the living room is. So it's like we have a little rug, but like not carpet everywhere.
That's nice. We don't have any rug in this apartment. It's all wood.
You're like, we don't have plumbing. We don't have walls.
There's an outhouse. There's an outhouse in this apartment.
I know people who still have outhouses.
Where? In where?
I went to high school in Georgia, and there are people with like dirt floors and outhouses.
Okay, but do they have raccoons?
Of course.
That's amazing. Well, that kind of like is fine. I would take an outhouse as long as I have a pet raccoon. Yeah, they're amazing. I love them.
But sometimes they like.
That's why you just gotta raise it from when it's a baby.
Or maybe you just hold it until the pain goes away.
Maybe have some food, pizza or like Doritos.
Ew.
I'm a little obsessed. This is my obsession.
Just raccoons?
I follow some raccoons on Instagram. Like if you look at my explore page, it's a bunch of like shirtless dudes that I don't care about. I don't know why they show up, but it's like them, drag queens, and raccoons. That's literally my explore page.
I feel like mine is very similar.
Raccoons?
yeah, raccoons. It's weird. I have like the drag page, but then I also have like a separate Instagram that's private.
Oh, is that like your Finsta?
Yeah. And I have a lot of fun on that one.
Oh my gosh. That's where you put your OnlyFans link too.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically just like pictures of me like shirtless and with my butt hanging out, and it's just like that.
Gotcha.
Somebody said that they followed my drag page, and then immediately my Finsta popped up below as like a suggested.
Because it's like, that makes sense, because isn't it like Instagram like connects to your phone number, right?
I think so. That's why I was like, the point of this was to not have people like clock me.
Right. My Finsta is just my Twitter. Like that's my Finsta.
Oh yeah, Twitter's fun.
I love Twitter. That's where I get my news. I don't know about you.
That's where I get news, nudes, like everything.
More OnlyFans links.
Yeah. Do you pay for OnlyFans, people?
No, I have like free sites, but I don't know. I've always considered. I still am considering making one. No lie, at this point.
I mean, some of them are worth it. I only get one if it's like less than $7.
You need a bargain. We don't want to spend all our coin.
Or sometimes like they'll give me like because I'm a doll, so they'll give me like a free month or something just because they're like, oh, hey Stan. I'm like, okay, thank you. But I will say the majority of them are not worth it. only because, and if there are OnlyFans creators listening, this is some very valuable feedback for you. It's interesting when you buy a month and they don't post often.
Huh. So what would you like? What would you like? I'm listening. So what's like your ideal like posting like time frame? Weekly, twice a week? What do you think?
Okay, the average gay man jerks off, I would assume, twice a day,
Yes.
4 times a day. You know, normal. So like, imagine opening up OnlyFans all of those times throughout the day and not seeing anything new. Also, like, I know it's a thing to like be in isolation making like porn and stuff, but like solo porn is not the tea for me. Like, I don't want to jerk off to someone else jerking off.
So what about pictures though? Like pictures. Are there pictures? There's pictures on OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, you could do pictures. People live for it, but like, I think about it like I get nudes from people all the time for free.
Right.
There has to be like this is like marketing now where there has to be an incentive. Yeah.
An exclusive clip video, something that they're not going to post anywhere else. Like I'm using this is for this. I'm paying $7 for this content. Give me a fuck session, please.
Yeah,
please.
And I don't want like a minute long clip of like a close up where it's just like this. I want to see everything. I want to see the room.
You want a production.
Yeah. My favorite ones are the ones where they start recording before they walk in. And they just walk in and they're like, you know, it's that transition of just being two people in a room to then being inside one another. That to me is my favorite part.
You just see everything. Let me see it. Put it on the desk, the dresser, whatever.
Yeah.
Let me see two people with two faces.
Give me angles.
Right. Use your friends, whoever you're hooking up with. Record off their phone too, and just use the different, you know.
Yeah.
Use iMovie.
There are people who they pay people to record sometimes. I follow people who have friends who like, hey, I pay this guy like $50 and he comes and records me having sex with somebody.
Oh my God. That would be kind of awkward. Well, it's like, I get it, but I don't know who I would ask. Like, who the hell would I ask to like, hey, can you come record me have sex with this person? Like,
I would do it. You give me like $10, I'll do it.
$10. Okay. All right. That's good. All right. But
and
now
clearly I'm very talented. Look, I have lights and shit. The fuck? Get out of here.
Damn. Okay. We're gonna put like cocky boys out of business. Jeez.
Have you ever seen those videos though in porn where like the cameraman, like it's obviously staged, but they put in the title like the cameraman got real into it, and then the cameraman all of a sudden starts like whipping it out. I love those videos. I've seen those before.
I don't think I've ever seen a cameraman join in, like
really
staged. I don't think I have.
I'm such a huge porn advocate. I went to a Cocky Boys event earlier this year. I had a great time.
What month? They had something?
It was in January during the Porn Awards weekend.
Oh, okay. So that was when our lives were simpler and we weren't all depressed and
yeah. It was like the last big event that I went to. Oh. What a way to go. I walked in and there were so many familiar faces. I'm dying.
Like, who'd you see? Like, that you knew personally or that you just, oh, I saw you.
No, I have a flyaway. Hold on. Ow!
That was from your scalp.
Yeah, it hurt. Oh my gosh, Cocky Boys. Who was that? Okay, do you follow Cocky Boys?
No.
Do you follow any like porn stars that you know of?
No. Do I?
Are you even gay?
Unfortunately, yes. I used to, but then I just got tired. I don't know. I got tired of being horny, like in public, or like I don't know. It's like I don't know if I want to see like porn necessarily, like on Twitter or Instagram. Personally, if I want to see porn, then I'm gonna go to like the sites that I know. I don't know.
Do you just go to Pornhub and like that's like the place?
Pretty much. There's like Pornhub. There's like Boyfriend TV.
What?
Boyfriend.
I've never heard of this.
It's pretty much like Pornhub, and then X Hamster.
Okay, I've used Xhamster.
Yeah, there's some good resources.
I like Xtube too. Xtube is fun.
Oh yeah, that's so old school. It's not
But
old school.
Twitter's like it.
Well, yeah,
There's so much great porn on Twitter, but it's short.
it comes on like my feed every now and then I click on it just because I'm curious. Then I see all these OnlyFans links that I just don't subscribe to, but though I'm tempted. So that's like what I see on Twitter in terms of porn.
There was one guy whose OnlyFans, I was like, he's incredible. This is worth $10 a month. And I bought myself a month and I like fell in love with his content. It was so good. Like every single video was great. He was consistently posting, like really nice guy, beautiful, like great lighting, just really nice. And he like, I like when the people making the content have the same sexual taste as I do. So like the way that he does it with somebody is very similar to the way I would want. Like, you know, it fits my interests. So my month expired and I was like, oh no, I'm tight on money right now. Let me wait. So I didn't. And then I finally came into some money. So I thought, I'm going to give myself another month of this man's beautiful content. And I go and pay for the month. And the first post is from like 2 days prior. And it says, hey guys, so taking a break from the OnlyFans thing. I'm not going to be posting anymore. And I was just like,
oh no.
I've already watched everything.
Did he cancel? Is he just not posting anymore?
No, he's not posting. He has a boyfriend.
Oh.
Which his boyfriend was one of the regular hookups that was in his videos. Now they're like in a committed relationship together.
I mean, they can still make videos.
They can. That's what I'm saying. It's like maybe, and those were the hottest videos on his page, and that makes sense because there was some sort of chemistry between them.
Maybe they just fell in love. They're like, we don't need this anymore. We can just do it ourselves. It's for us. It's exclusive. No viewers. How boring.
Yeah. Ew.
That's very unfortunate. But like, no, capitalize on it. Like, make him a OnlyFans. I don't know if he has one, but
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. They would make so much money though. But that's why I'm like, there's couples on OnlyFans that I followed before too that are really great.
Like, come on, like, if you're comfortable, like, I would never want to pressure someone into it, but if you were doing it already, it's interesting as to why they would stop, you know?
Yeah, and it's weird when also like you're in a relationship, because I know a lot of porn stars are in relationships but still do porn, but they're not technically in open relationships because they only do it for work.
Mm-hmm. So it's like technically not cheating, and if it works, it works. If it works, it works.
They both do their own thing on their own OnlyFans, and they do it with other people. And it's okay because they're making content, they're making money, and then every now and then they'll do a video together.
Man, do they ever do threesomes?
Yeah.
See, it's like a crossover. It's like a huge crossover event. I'm just picturing it now.
Is that something you've ever done?
What?
A threesome?
No.
Really?
Have you?
Yes.
I've never done it. I feel like I like love like threesome porn. I think that's really hot. Like the idea sounds so hot to me. But yeah. I don't know. It depends on the other two people. If they're in a relationship, if they're, they got to be cool. They got to be like casual. Like I suppose I don't want to like screw with them. Like I guess they have to be like experienced with it. I would like people that are experienced with threesomes, not people because like I feel like if they don't know. If they've never done it themselves, regardless of if they're not if they're together, I would want them to be like way more comfortable with it than I am because I feel like I'm very curious about it.
That makes sense. Yes. Yeah. I've had several wonderful experiences with that, and I'll talk to you about it during the break.
Stick tuned.
You make a lot of very good points because it is tricky, especially because in a lot of relationships, when they go down that route, it can be a situation of like, this is what's keeping us together. And you don't want to walk into that energy being that person who's now in between them. So that makes sense. It's also scary when you're going to meet up with two people who like, you're the odd one out. It can also be dangerous. Right.
And it's like, if like, for example, real quick, if I'm on Grindr, who am I talking to? Am I talking to you or am I talking to the other one? Like, yeah, it's so weird. It's such a phenomenon that I've just never participated in, though I'm not opposed.
I think everybody should try it once. It's not for everybody. I'm in a relationship now, and I've had threesomes before that were not great because it was like all three of us were strangers,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just weird. And it was like me with one person, and I was like, okay, you're gonna come over and we're gonna like see what happens. And then all of a sudden it was, hey, can I bring my friend? And I was like, okay, so how well do you know this person? But
Right.
they had just met.
And then you have to make
Weird.
sure that you're all on the same page in terms of being safe,
Yeah.
in terms of practicing safe sex, which I advocate for. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like I get an anxiety, a panic attack just meeting up with one person. So imagine meeting up with two people. Like one time I was going to hook up with this one person. This was like pre-COVID, so this was like in January, I think. And then like it was almost there. It was like in West Hollywood or something. And so he's like, "How do you?" I'm almost there to his hotel, and then he like messages me, "How do you feel about threesomes?" And I'm like, I'm interested. Like I wasn't sure if I should still go, but I was still going. And then after a while, he just stopped messaging me. So that was my closest thing to ever participating in
Oh
a threesome.
no. And then
So
you had to
like,
drive home.
yeah, it wasn't
Did you
that
clean
fun.
out and everything?
Yes, I was so ready, and I was interested, but he just ghosted me. So maybe that's another thing. It's like maybe he found someone else that he's more into, which is like, I don't know, but that was my closest to ever getting into a threesome.
It's all like transactional. It's like a gamble. It's tricky.
It is.
It's hard.
People can just ghost you like that. It's all or you can be expendable on the app and
Yeah.
the hookup world. It's
It's
kind of
the
sad.
worst. It
Kind of.
is. It's also weird when couples are on there and like you can kind of like when I've the times that I have like met up with a couple, the minute I like am in the same room as them, I can tell, oh, this relationship is there's something going on here. Like you
Oh my
just feel it.
gosh.
And at that point I'm just like this I mean it could be great because you know they could hate each other and it could translate into a really great sexual chemistry. Or maybe dishes will fly. But
Hopefully the first, and not the dishes.
maybe.
We don't want to break anything. That sounds dangerous.
Ugh. I haven't had like a really traumatic hookup experience in a while, just because
COVID.
I can't fucking do anything.
Right.
But I did tell someone to leave my house, and then he said no, and I was just like, oh, so you're just gonna come into my house with KY jelly? And first of all, I got mad at him because he used fake pictures.
Oh no.
And he showed up, and he didn't look terrible, but to me, it was like, you lied.
Right.
So then he gets there and he pulls out like a CVS bag with like KY water-based lube, and I'm like, you're not putting that on me. Like that's not how gay sexual intercourse works. Then he like we're like about to, you know, make it happen, and then he starts saying like, oh, I usually only hook up with Asian guys. And I'm like, you knew that I was Hispanic. Like we talked about it, and you can obviously see my pictures. I'm not an Asian person.
Why does he feel the need? Why did like anyone feel the need to like say that?
Stupid. And he kept saying it over and over, and I was like, okay, you should go. And then he was like, why? And I was just like, you need to go. Like that's it. It's not happening. And he like kept on trying to like push back, and I was just like, okay, like you could go, or I could like pepper spray you and call the cops, and they'll come take you out. And then I pulled out my little bottle of mace, and I was like, so like what are we doing? And then he ran.
Oh my god! Thank God. It's so hard. It's such a scary experience. I'm like getting
It
anxiety
is.
just hearing this. I've never had something on that level, but that is just terrifying.
I like had so much crazy shit, which I'll tell you later when we're not like, you know, actively recording this to be used against me later. But from that point on, I would just befriend people on Grindr, and I had just moved here from another state, so I would just make friends with people, and then eventually it would lead to like casual friend with benefits situation, which to me was way nicer than a random stranger, because I could be like, hey, let's go to the mall and like go to Starbucks and talk and hang out as friends, and then maybe, you know, we'll, you know, do something after, or like, you know, we'll go for a walk outside and just like get to know one another. Maybe we'll just text for a week or two. And then, okay, you're cool. I feel like a good enough vibe.
It's definitely comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel that anxiety meeting up with a stranger.
It's scary. And then like the sexual education side of it is like scary
Yeah.
too, because we're not taught in school like what to do or how to
Right.
protect ourselves.
Well, you're also only taught, at least last time I was in school, you're only, if you are taught, because some schools don't even teach it, you're only taught like the heteronormative, like
Yeah.
practices of man and woman, penis and vagina, copulating. Is that the right word? It's the right word. Intercourse.
It's percolating.
There you go. But yeah, so I
Yeah.
never resonated with me, unfortunately. Like I can't even remember. I can't think of like ever learning about anal sex or like unless in college. Yes, college. Took a health course, anal sex, and then oral sex. So you don't learn those things when the hormones are just like racing as
No.
like an adolescent growing up into adulthood.
It's crazy. And you end up like just learning by like trial and error, which is not how you want to learn that.
Uh, if anything, at least people have like a really accessible like way to the internet. Like they can do
Yeah.
their own research. You know, almost anyone could do that. That's the silver lining in it all, I suppose.
Yes. Now it's like great, but I remember being younger and not like really having very many resources on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It was like early MySpace days. So there really wasn't much, but
I remember uh like when I was looking for sites as a teenager, I'll never forget like watching gay porn and my dad walking in on me.
did he see it?
Yeah.
What did he say? Oh my
He didn't
God.
say it. His eyes just grew wide and he just looked at me and I remember him saying, I don't want you like watching that. My dad's like, he's not a pushover, but he's like the nicest guy. I think he was just really shocked. Also, I live in a household with parents who never knock. They
Oh,
just kind of opened the door, but that was my parents. And so then I remember like the next day, he's like, I just don't want you watching that kind of stuff for predators and whatnot. And so I don't know. That was basically the whole how that issue was resolved. My dad's very non-confrontational. So
oh gosh.
good time.
Was that your coming out?
That was essentially my coming out. And now
Oh
he just
God.
kind yeah, and now he just sees I was also raised in like a very Catholic family. So now he just sees all my pictures at Pride when Pride was a thing and he likes them and he's I've luckily never felt like discriminated against my dad.
Yeah.
At least he's never said anything, but that I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that with porn and a family member walking in on you because that was traumatizing for sure.
No, never that. Just the, the emotional abuse and trauma of just being a gay kid in a Hispanic household, but
Oh yeah. No,
doing great.
that's a real goddamn thing.
Ugh.
And it's so sad.
I used to live with my friend and his husband, and we lived in like a house together with another friend of theirs. So it was just the four of us. And for some reason, the driveway was like arranged in a way that we couldn't fit all four cars. Like they all lined up. So we had to arrange our cars at the end of every day in the order of which who was leaving when. So sometimes at night, my roommate, I'd be one of the last ones to leave the next day. So my roommate would have to move my car. And if I am in my bed watching porn, my car is Bluetooth synced to my phone. So I'm laying in bed watching, and this happened a few different times before I figured out what was going on. And all of a sudden the porn like stops playing, like the audio, and I'm like looking at my headphones like it's not working. And I'm like turning the volume up higher and higher and higher, and it doesn't work. And then finally, randomly, it starts up again. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I realized that he was getting in my car and turn on the car, and all of a sudden, just porn starts playing in the speakers. And I keep turning the volume up as he's driving my car.
Was this iPhone, right? iPhone
Yeah.
Bluetooth. See, Bluetooth is great, but no, that's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sure. What did they say? What did he say?
One day I realized it, and I was like, oh my God, Will. I texted him. I was like, I just realized that sometimes I'm playing porn while you're driving my car. And he just made a joke about getting a boner, and that was it. Like, it was fine. They were like my gay dads.
Oh, I love
I
gay
love
dad.
them. They were really fun to live with.
Damn.
They were great roommates.
Sounds better than mine.
Wait, are you at home or do you have like roommates still?
I have roommates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. When I was at home, I'm back home, Palm Springs, is with my mom, and my mom's like the most chill person ever. Here it's a little different, but I mean.
Do you like your roommate situation? Are you good?
For now, yes.
Okay. I've had awful situations. Terrible.
Have you? I've had some in the past. Like these are like saints compared to some of the people in the past. Like I remember like one time it was basically me and one of my closest friends with like two strangers, and we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Orange County. And so that was just ridiculous. So many stories I can think of. I remember it was constant like 2 versus 2. So me and my friend versus the other two, or I was in the middle of it. So like sometimes I would just literally be in the middle of like 2 versus 1. And because I was like the peacemaker, if anything. I tried to be the peacemaker, but sometimes people just get to you and you just can't be the peacemaker. And yeah.
Too much.
PTSD for sure with some people.
When did you live in Orange County?
I went to school in Fullerton. So that was like 2014 to 2017. Can I do math right?
Wait,
yeah.
I went to school in Fullerton during those exact years.
Cal State Fullerton?
I went to Fullerton College.
Okay.
You could fight me though if you want. Like we could.
Wait, wasn't the mascot like Hornets? I know so many. I had more friends at Fullerton College than Cal State Fullerton.
Yes, we're the Hornets, and the theater department there is poppin'.
Oh my gosh. My friend used to work, or I don't know if she worked at the theater department, but she was in theater too. Not anymore, but
what was her name?
Veronica Luna.
Bitch, I know her.
You do?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's like my sister.
I know her. Oh my god. Hi. I don't know if she listens. I don't know if she. I remember her. Like I knew her through the department.
Yes, she's a queen.
Oh my god. She is.
Yeah, I've known her since high school. So like senior year.
That's crazy. There was like 2 degrees of separation between us, and we didn't even know it.
Really? Yeah, she's amazing. I miss her so much. I haven't seen her in forever because of Corona.
Did you ever go see shows at Fullerton?
I think I went to like a one act. Did you ever do one acts? Like a night of one acts?
Yes. Do you remember what? Can you describe what you saw?
Oh my god. Okay. There was a man. There was a woman. Now, oh my gosh. I wish I knew. It's so hazy.
Was it during the summertime where it was like a 2 or 3 different plays, one after another, and you had to like rate them or something or fill out a paper?
Maybe.
Because that was like a huge thing every year. It was like a summer theater thing.
That sounds so familiar. It's all coming back to me. I was just blocked this part out of my life for some reason.
I'm here to unpack everything.
And then I did see another play there. I think it was actual play, and it was in like the auditorium, whatever.
Oh, the small one?
Yeah, it's like a small...
The black box one?
The bleachers. They had the bleachers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And I don't know if like there was a husband and a wife, and maybe the husband was gay or...
Was it okay. It was in the black because I did shows there during those times, so there's a solid chance that you and I were in the same room and didn't know it. And if I wasn't in the show, I went to go see it, and I always worked like crew. So if it was in that theater, it could have been. Do you remember what year-ish?
Oh, I don't even know if I was still in school. I might have just been working. I want to say the latest might have been 2017.
Do you remember what the stage looked like? Was it a house?
It was like an apartment building, or it was like a what's that? Yeah, like a house, like a living room. Maybe there was a bed there.
Was there a car on the stage?
I don't think so.
Okay. The last show that I did there was we had a car on stage, and that was like my last semester of college when I graduated. Before that, oh my god, there was one where it was like there was one where like the first act took place in a certain time, and then the second act took place in the future in that exact same house, and there was like graffiti all over the walls. It was called
God,
Clybourne Park. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Bitch, I need to figure this out.
We'll uncover the mystery.
Yeah.
We'll have to we'll solve this mystery. We'll do a Scooby-Doo on this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like a part of my life that I honestly, living in OC, like I block all of it out for some reason. I don't know why. I have no clue. I'm weird.
Okay. I lived in Brea, so I would just drive down like State College to get to school. It was fun. I love Brea.
I used to work in Brea.
Did you work at the mall?
I worked at the mall for 2 weeks and then
Where
I quit.
did you work?
I worked at Urban Outfitters at the mall, Brea Mall.
Ew. Did you ever work like early mornings?
No, it was a seasonal position, and then it was during Black Friday. So I worked Black Friday. I guess that is the morning, but yeah, it was terrible. I quit. I didn't even like put in my 2 weeks. I like stopped going because it was it was so unprofessional. I know that was unprofessional, quitting and leaving.
Yeah, but I know that Urban at that time, and it was very like that.
Everyone was so rude too, so I didn't feel bad about like not. But anyways, I worked in Brea as a barista at the Coffee Bean, so I did that while going to school.
Oh, the Coffee Bean across from the Walmart on Imperial?
Yes.
It used to be a Burger King, and then they turned it into the Coffee Bean.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yes.
I worked at the Banana Republic that was in front of the Urban Outfitters you used to work at.
Oh my God.
I worked there from like 2012 to like 2016, I think.
Oh my gosh. Well, you probably had a better experience than I did at Brea Mall.
Probably not. but I was the visual person so I did all the window displays at Banana. And so we would always wave back and forth to the Urban Outfitters people because we would all get there at 5 a.m. And our only interaction with them was through the glass, just like waving and like talking.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is very crazy. Wow. I feel like a different person. Do you ever feel like a different person? Like just thinking like a couple years back, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I think a couple months ago, I'm not the same person.
Yeah. Yet last night I was not the same person.
Before this, I was not the same person.
No, not at all.
And hopefully after, I won't be the same person. That's crazy. I'm so shook at how many times our paths crossed and we did not meet.
I know. Maybe you came to Coffee Bean at one point.
I did.
And I was just like,
I used to go on dates there.
See, it's a big ass like lobby. And you can just come in. There's so many people. People would meet there. Like they would actually have like business meetings there. I'm like, please leave. Please leave.
Oh,
We're trying to, we got to close. We're closing in like 10 minutes. Please leave. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Brea is like one of my favorite places. Have you been recently since they renovated the whole downtown area?
No, I'm not.
You remember the Old Navy?
Yes.
I used to work at that Old Navy. And I was a manager there because Banana and Old Navy are under the same company. So I was able to like leave Banana, go work at Old Navy, and then come back to Banana.
Oh,
so it's like I was there.
It's like an umbrella, right?
Yeah, they're all under Gap. So I was there, and there were rumors that the Improv had bought that building and that the Old Navy was going to close. And I was like, makes sense. So that rumor was going around for years. And so when I finally quit, I would already like moved on. Like I started working elsewhere. Like I moved out of Brea, and then they took the Improv and they gutted out the Old Navy building, and now it's like a huge thing. It's gorgeous.
It's God. I haven't been there in like probably over a year. 2019. I think the last time I was downtown Brea, I went to see Us. Jordan Peele.
The movie?
Yeah.
At the Regal?
Yes. There's two. I always got confused.
Yes, because they're literally right next to each other.
And like I would be on my like app, and I'm like, which one's the which? I can't tell. And then I bought the tickets I went to the wrong theater, and I'm like, oh crap, it's that one. It was so, or maybe I'm just stupid, but yeah. Who puts two theaters next to each other? Two different.
And sometimes they play the same movies. I don't know. But I love those theaters. I used to go there all the time. That's like a chunk of like my past from before, like the whirlwind of like nightlife and drag and like working and doing stuff. So like, it's so weird that you have that connection, because I'm just like, oh, I miss those days.
So you and I were probably at like 340 in Pomona. Have you ever
been?
Stop. We've probably been there at the same time. Probably. That was like my go-to club before I like discovered WeHo and started escaping Orange County.
Have you ever spoken to a drag queen about the 340 nightclub ever?
Yes.
How did
Why?
that go?
Oh, like working there as a drag
Yeah.
queen?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I haven't. But we've talked like, oh yeah, I've seen you there, yada 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 yada. You were amazing. But I've never like asked them how their like working experience was with their gigs.
I will say this, and I will say my experience because it's my fucking experience. No.
Just no.
Thank you. All the drag queens, like, if you're a drag queen who's made your way through LA and you have performed everywhere, usually you start at places like that. It's a great experience to learn the actual harsh reality of what it is to be a nightlife entertainer. But it's if you can get out of that, and you know, most of the girls who are working in like West Hollywood and downtown and Palm Springs, no.
We all need a starter. We need a starter Pokemon, and that will be our
Yeah.
starter. That's our starter Pokemon, that 340.
Yeah, it's like the Magikarp of Pokemon.
Until you get a Gyarados and at other
but
venues.
it needs to evolve, and then
Right.
you become so once you become a Gyarados, you're too big for 340.
I love drag queens that understand, that can relate drag and Pokemon
Yes.
as a concept.
It's like Pokemon, Harry Potter references. I have a Harry Potter tattoo, so like that's my life.
You do?
I do.
What is it?
Do you want to see it?
Yes. Is it the Deathly Hallows?
It is, of course. I'm gay.
Oh my gosh, yes. Work.
But yeah. Did you watch Charmed? I feel like you're a Charmed gay.
No, I'm a Buffy gay. But I did watch Charm. Like I watched it because I was like, I remember I had like this weird crush on Rose McGowan. I know.
How do I end this chat now? You said you were a Buffy gay?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
But Charmed, I was always disappointed with Charm. I was into it. I like the three sisters living in San Francisco. We got Phoebe, Piper, Prue. Who's the one that died? Prue died.
Prue died, right? Allegedly.
And then Piper.
Yes.
Piper. Oh my God. Too many P's. Too many P's.
So when Prue died, they developed the storyline of this mystery affair where Paige was born, and that was Rose McGowan, who like swooped in and became the badass new sister.
Paige, right? Yeah.
Piaget.
Well, I was always disappointed because I feel like there was never like fight scenes. I love fight scenes. There was never
Buffy
fight
had that.
scenes. Yeah, it was all about the action. You know, like I whenever they would like defeat a villain, they defeat him like so quickly in Charmed. I'm like, where's the showdown? Where's like the big battle? They were just like, ha! And then the villain was defeated. I don't know. You like Charmed though, right?
I am such a Charmed stan. I've seen every single episode. There's like 170 episodes. I've seen all of them at least twice. I know every season, what happens. I like, Mama, this is like, I take this very seriously.
I'm the opposite with Buffy. Like I'm the biggest Buffy stan. So.
Oh my God. I have a friend, my friend Fidel is like the hugest Buffy stan. He has like Buffy artwork in his apartment. He has a Buffy bumper sticker.
Oh my God.
He's like, Sarah Michelle Gellar is his queen. We stan.
Absolutely.
But we talk about all the time, like we fight over what's better. Like, is it going to be Buffy or is it going to be Charmed? And it's weird when, you know, the other person's wrong, you know?
Right.
It's obviously Charmed.
Because it's Buffy.
I just got a notification that my copy of Midnight Sun has just delivered.
How excited are you?
I'm so excited.
That's good. You and your Charmed.
You know.
You and your Charmed collection.
I love like badass women and like really sex positive mindsets, like with active powers, which I guess is the same thing that like Buffy was. She was a bad bitch.
Right. I mean, growing up as a gay individual, I'm sure you can relate to the fact that you wanted to like emulate, or maybe not. You wanted to be like these badass women that like were on TV. Whether it's Buffy, whether it's the Charm Sisters, whether it's Sailor Moon, whether it's the video games like Street Fighter, Chun-Li, like you wanted to emulate and be as badass and feminine and embrace your femininity and the masculinity, because it's like neither one is better than the other, you know? And I guess I saw that, I don't know about you, but I saw that in like all of these badass women beating up men. you
Love
know?
it.
So
Same.
fuck yeah.
There's something about being an effeminate man and being shamed for it that when you see a woman who is not afraid to just be a bad bitch and own her shit, that you're just like how can we not relate to like pop stars and actresses and the Spice Girls and like all these female pop culture figures? Crazy.
Right. It all
I
makes
mean,
sense.
Maya Angelou, queen.
Eartha Kitt, queen.
Sylvia Plath, goddess.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I'm still baffled like at how many times you and I have been in the same room and have not met.
It's just Orange County.
Maybe it's just, but also like I was single and gay in Orange County. How did we not like cross paths on at least Grindr or something? I would have like recognized your face.
I don't know. I would, well, like I said, I would usually like, I can't even remember like really going to hookups in Orange County. I always wanted to escape Orange County. Like I would look for people in LA or San Diego.
Oh, so she travels.
She travels.
Ew.
She doesn't like the host. Yeah, I don't know why. I just really, maybe I was unhappy in OC. I just wanted to get out because I always knew I wasn't going to stay in OC. But yeah, LA for me always, it resonated with me. The Hollywood lifestyle, which is absolute bullshit, which I've learned as an adult. But yeah, lots of learning, lots of learning with these apps: Tinder, Grindr, Scruff, Jacked, whatever you're on, Hinge.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, we're like halfway through the episode pretty much, and we haven't discussed anything on my list of important topics to discuss, which is a good sign because it means you're not boring.
I'm so sorry. We haven't discussed your
this
list.
Is phenomenal. This is really great. People always like feel weird about it, but there's been times, full transparency, when I'm 20 minutes into the episode and I've already gone through all of my topics and I have to fill 40 minutes with something.
Oh my God.
So this is great.
Okay, good.
I do quickly want to address before our break, you work with AfterBuzz TV, right?
Yes.
How is that? I love AfterBuzz TV. The content is cute.
I'm glad. Well, right now at the moment we're on hiatus, so now it just kind of it feels like sounds ridiculous. It feels like there's a hole in me. That sounds.
Yeah, I bet there is.
There's a hole in me that needs to be filled. But I did my internship there for Cal State Fullerton in order to graduate, and I think it was just kind of like it's a life-changing experience for sure. Lots of confidence. Lots of people that you meet, friends, even family. And I just miss it because COVID's kind of ruined everything. But I appreciate like everyone that like supports AfterBuzz, because I remember like growing up, like I would be on YouTube and making my own reviews and hoping people would see it and be like, I loved your review. And now it's cool that people can say like, oh, I love the show. I love the after show. I love your review. I love you guys and what you do. And it was, and hopefully it can come back eventually in a non-COVID world, because it's definitely something that I think has changed my life.
Yeah. That was how I think that was how I had found you originally. Was I was doing Drag Race recaps on my YouTube channel, where every week I would dress in the runway category and I would just talk about the episode, and it was just like crazy editing and all this fun stuff. Nobody gave a shit but me. But I would start watching other things, and so I was like, wait, AfterBuzz has a Drag Race? And there's actual gays talking about it?
And it's one of the best after shows on AfterBuzz TV. But yeah, because you just want to like talk to people about like shows that you like, whether it's Drag Race, whether it's Charmed. You want to review it and talk about it and connect with people wherever they are in like the world. Yeah. Because, you know, sometimes your friends don't watch the same shows, and you're just, I need to talk to someone about this. Yeah.
It's kind of like being a Buffy fan. It must be really difficult finding somebody else who likes Buffy.
Oh my God. I hear the shade button. There's the shade.
Okay. When I did in-person podcasts, I had a soundboard. So I have an iPad. Hold on, I'll show you, because it's hard for me to do it digitally because I can't like get a direct audio input from the iPad. I haven't figured that out yet through Zoom. But I do have an actual soundboard. We're pulling back the curtain, you guys, and it's just full of like sound effects. Like, hold on, where is the one? Oh, my volume's all the way down.
Is it on Bluetooth? Maybe it's on Bluetooth.
Look. And you just press all kinds of like.
I love it. That sounds like the best soundboard ever.
It's iconic.
If Jasmine Masters is on your soundboard, you're doing something right with your life.
When I had, I started doing episodes from home during the quarantine, and I would just be like,
Coronavirus! Jen is real!
Not Cardi B. Not Cardi B.
Bitch is scared.
I used to have so much fun with this.
She does have a good sound. She has some great sound bites for sure. I just
like would just go off with all this like fun shit. I'm gonna figure out a way to do this on the Zoom and get like an actual direct feed into it. Do some research.
What do you prefer, in-person podcasts or virtual podcasting?
I really like in person because I'm a big like conversationalist. I like to connect with a person. I have a very small like friend group. I would say in my life right now, I maybe have like one close friend, maybe two, maybe 1.5 close friends. So to me, this was an excuse to like go and like talk to people that I thought were interesting. So I would come to your home and I would sit with you and we would chat for like an hour. It was the only way to get like someone my age who I thought was interesting to sit and hang out with me and put their phone away.
Right.
So virtually is fine because I get to get into drag and I get to put the videos out and people can finally see the podcast happening. But I miss, like, for my own safety and sanity, I miss sitting next to a human being and just like talking.
That in-person human connection.
Yeah, I crave that a lot. Especially during this quarantine, that's been the hardest thing. It's like, sometimes I just want to go for a walk with a person. Mm-hmm. I just want to sit next to a person and talk to them.
And everyone has like different viewpoints of how, how we should be handling this and stuff. But it's hard. Like, I feel like I'm an introvert, but yet I still like being around people. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but
you can totally be that. It's a thing.
It's something. There's just something comforting. Maybe it's just like the fear of being alone. I
crave the companionship of it.
And not being on your phone, like literally I'll be in bed and just be like, phone. For like, I was probably in my bed this morning for over an hour just looking at my phone. And I'm like, this is not.
I wake up at like 8 a.m. and I don't get out of bed till like 10:30 sometimes. Because I sit there. I of course I open Twitter and then I open OnlyFans and I take care of that. And then I do like a meditation and then I'm scrolling through Instagram. Too much. But I like, I'm a hugger in a lot of cases. If I like you, I'm like a big hug person. If I don't know you like that, don't touch me. But like that sort of thing has been really hard. Mm-hmm. And there's days where like, I'll just be sitting here by myself because like I'm working from home. So my boyfriend's out at his job because he's actually working right now. And so he goes to his office and I'll just sit here and I'll be like, damn. It's just like, this is it. Like, so I start going through my contact list, like texting people just like, hey. But of course, like, our generation isn't, you can't just call people on the phone anymore.
Right.
Or like I'll be in the middle of a conversation with somebody and like it's somebody that I know and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna like get into drag. Do you want to FaceTime me while I paint and just like hang out? No response. That sort of thing kind of fucks with me. Mm-hmm. But I can't force like that sort of like affection from somebody. You can't, so.
It also always sucks when people want to call you at the worst times. It's like, come on, I'm trying to like get one out, like, or I'm driving. I don't know, maybe I have crappy luck with people. And like when I want to actually talk to someone or FaceTime, it just we're never in the right time. Like timing is everything. And for some reason, my time chart with other people and communicating with them without texting is just not on par. Like we're just not in sync for some reason. And it's so frustrating.
It is. But it's also not bad. Like, I don't mind when people say, hey, let's talk on this day. And tentatively say, hey, I'm probably going to call you on time. Okay, go for it. Or like if I call somebody, I don't call necessarily. I would like for you to answer because I'm calling you. Like, I want to talk to you. But like if you don't, to me, I've left that notification on your phone, that missed call. That to me tells you, hey, I thought about you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know. People who get butthurt about that are stupid.
Right. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Because there are people who are like, you didn't answer. And I'm like, well, sorry. Before all this, I was like the busiest person alive. I was like doing shows. I have a day job. I'm like doing a podcast. I'm trying to stay afloat.
Right. Because life is definitely slowed down.
Yeah.
For so many people. I know a lot of people's lives actually haven't changed aside from like wearing a mask and trying to stay home when you're not at work as much as possible without, obviously we have to go out and get groceries and whatnot. We have to take walks. We have to try to communicate with people to the best of our ability. But yeah, I think one of the things I'm taking away from this is just not to take, whether it's people, the moments the good moments, just don't take them for granted,
Yeah.
Like I feel like for me, I think back of, I was bitching and complaining about the stupidest shit in January and February. And I would not have done that if I knew this was going to happen, So
Yeah.
it's definitely a huge learning experience for me. And I think a lot of people about just don't complain about the stupidest shit,
Yeah. Why didn't I just get in the car and drive to Palm Springs on a weekend and just like hang out and like get in a pool? Why didn't I ever do things?
All the friends that I canceled on because I was just too tired, or I wanted to be alone, and like, well, I guess I'm going to be alone for 4 months.
Yeah. There is something really great that Oprah said. Of course, she says so many great things, but there was an interview. I don't know if it was Oprah's Next Chapter or something, but she said that one day she was upset that something hadn't gone her way business-wise, and like an opportunity had fallen through, a career, like something just didn't work out for her, and she was really upset about it. And she said her friend or somebody that worked with her was like, hey, why are you upset? And she's like, oh, because, I wanted this to happen and it didn't work. And that person was like, bitch, you're Oprah Winfrey. What the fuck do you care about this tiny little thing? You've done this. You're the most successful woman of color and talk. Like you're that bitch. And Oprah was like, oh, I guess you're right. So then she says, like, when you feel an accomplishment or a moment, and Chelsea Handler talks about this too, where she's like, I let all these things pass by without taking the time to like acknowledge it.
Right.
And so whenever something good happens to me in life, or I'm having a great day, I stop and I take a mental photo. I put that in my back pocket, and that's it. There was a couple of weeks ago, I was out for a walk with my friend, and we were just walking around like my building, and I was just like, this is really nice. Like I appreciate and love this person. I'm grateful to have this person here to talk to. The weather's really nice. We're laughing. It's a great conversation. I am like so happy and grateful in this moment. That could change in 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. But in this moment, and I even like cognitively stopped and I told them, I was like, I'm just taking like a mental picture of everything here because I feel great. Things are good. Mm-hmm. In a world full of everything that's so shitty, in this moment, I am good.
That's good. That's your moment to remember. And some people might think like, girl, what are you doing? Snap out of it. It's like sometimes you need that silence or whatever you do in that moment. Something that I should probably start doing from now on, because I think I relate to the sentiment of not fully appreciating the good moments for sure. Yeah. Or just the peace that you feel. Because sometimes you just feel so much anxiety, especially in a time of such uncertainty, that like when I do have my ups, my great ups, and I'm feeling so positive, like I'm not fully appreciating, next time it rains, I'm going to be like, yes, because I love the rain. I'm going to take this all in because I love the rain. And I love the rain.
Ew.
I like live for the rain. So
people
next time
who are native to California love the rain.
Oh yeah, totally. Did it rain a lot in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it like thunderstorm. It's like crazy torrential, like trees falling and shit. Here the rain is very tame in comparison. Very rarely
dri-
is there thunder.
It
But
dries up like that.
yes. But it's true too, even like in career stuff, like there was something like some really huge opportunity that had happened and I didn't get it. And I was really upset. And then my boyfriend was like, yeah, but like you did this, you did this, you did this. And none of those girls got that. And there are so many girls who wish that they were even considered for this thing that you didn't get. But like, come on.
Yeah. And that doesn't
and I was
mean
like, you're right.
Right. And that's one, that's great. And then also that doesn't mean that something like that can't happen again in the future.
Yeah.
You know, because you were already considered for that. And so why wouldn't you be considered in the future again?
Yeah.
You know,
It's out of my hands. All I can do is take things as they come and appreciate them for what they are in that moment. And if it doesn't happen the way I want, it's not part of the plan. And I just need to move forward.
right.
But it's hard when you're like clawing for the gig and someone else gets it and you're like, fuck, that would have changed my life.
But then
it's fine.
Right. And then you don't forget that you're a bad bitch too, on top of that.
Yeah. That's the other, and sometimes I need somebody to be like, Jordan, literally, shut the fuck up, stupid. So
tell the inner saboteur to get the hell out. Get the hell out, like
bitch.
That one bitch from Grindr who almost pepper sprayed.
Oh my gosh. Bye, girl.
Pepper spray the inner saboteur.
I'm Lizzo on the back of a golf cart, leaving any situation like, bye bitch.
Absolutely. Literally, that wasn't that. How long was that clip? That's like 5 seconds of her saying that. It defeats any TikTok ever made.
Yeah. And there's a compilation that somebody made of her doing it at a shitload of different places.
Yeah.
There's the famous Pride one in the rainbow dress, and there's so many others that it's just like a thing that she does.
The float, she's on like a pool on a pool float. And she's like, bye bitch.
Bye bitch. And she floats away.
Oh, I love Lizzo.
Me too.
She's so amazing.
Let's take a quick break because we've gone over, which is the best. And we'll be right back. What are you drinking?
This is grape juice.
Oh. Are you sure?
It's adult grape juice.
Girl. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, bitch. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Very good.
Oh wow, hi. My name is Chico. I am a dog. Jordan and his lesbian life partner Joey are my parents. They think I am a good boy, even though I steal their fucking socks. Thank you for listening to my mommy's podcast Hey Gurl. Don't be a bitch. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes. And subscribe to Jordan's YouTube channel. If you don't, I will find you and take a shit in your bed. Period. Thank you. And let's get back to the show.
Wow. Welcome back.
Yes.
Did you enjoy that break?
It was a nice break. I went to do lots of errands.
Yes.
I played some video games. What else did we do? Did you do anything? Did you do anything, Mom?
Yes. I did a Denise Austin yoga tape. I made a sandwich. And then I realized I'm on a diet and I can't have sandwiches, so I threw it in the trash. But I did lick it first.
I also filed my taxes.
Finally. It's about time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Before
I did my taxes in like January.
I did them. I actually did mine in February, and I'm just happy. I had to just get it out of the way. Like,
yeah, it's quick and easy right now at this point in my life. I don't have a whole lot to like claim or anything, but I also kind of was anticipating moving. So I thought I'm going to need this tax return for moving expenses. So I quickly did it.
So where were you moving?
I was moving so me and my boyfriend were staying at his parents' house to save up to get our own place. And so we finally got an apartment like right down the street. But our building is great because we have a first floor entrance.
Oh, work.
So like there's a giant window right over here and it's a door and I can just see the street. And we have like a little patio and like a gate, not a gate, but like a stair, like a stoop. So you walk up the stairs to the door and you're in my apartment, which is great. So
cute.
I like that, especially like going to shows and stuff. I don't want to walk through the building and be in an elevator and like a family walks in. I'm just like,
Right. That's not fun.
no, it's really crazy and I just refuse. So this is a huge selling point. We also have AC and we also have laundry in the unit. So it's perfect. And concrete floors, high ceilings, great. We're very
Right.
lucky.
Yeah, you have to have like a checklist when you're getting an apartment or
Yeah.
or anything. A house for you rich hoes. You have to have
One day.
like you want, and also you have to think about like, oh God, are they gonna include like trash and water and then electricity? Like clearly, probably, duh. But yeah,
Yeah.
you got to make sure like you have to keep everything in mind for anyone who's never rented a apartment, condo, whatever, what have you. Do they have a pool? Do they have a gym? You know? What about the parking spaces? There's so many things.
In LA, like that was a huge thing. I needed parking because we have 2 cars and they only give you 1 permit for the structure. So
Street parking? Street parking?
there is street parking, which is nice. So I'm able to park like right outside my door because there's parking spots right here and they're like free. So I just park there. The trick is getting a spot. Sometimes, especially now that everybody's home, it's been a little
Right.
trickier. So my car
Right.
usually stays parked for a week at a time and I drive it like once a week.
Have you ever been towed?
No. You drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
Have you
been
towed?
I've been towed twice.
Totally.
Yes. But funny enough, I've been towed not in LA, but Orange County. I've been towed twice.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So maybe that's why, like I said, I block a lot of stuff out. Getting towed is not fun. You want to have a parking space.
Yeah.
You have to be cognitive of like streets, even on streets where there is street parking, there's street sweeping, you have to
And there's
pay
signs like a mile away. Too much.
right, and there's signs on top of signs on the same post, lamp post, whatever, and you have to read all those goddamn signs and make sure that you could still park here for the night, you know?
Yeah, it'll be like 2-hour parking from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day except Saturday through Thursday. And then on this side of the street, it's the opposite. And you're like, what the fuck? Hollywood is hard too. I don't know. I'm always scared.
No, and then like the meters. Some meters you have to pay. Some meters run out, or they are a certain time limit when they're free.
Yeah.
So there's just so much to take in consideration.
Or like Sundays are free in a lot of cities.
Yes.
But not everywhere.
Right. We love a Sunday. We love a Sunday for brunch.
God's Day.
Who?
Lady Gaga?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
I caught myself missing doing brunch. And usually drag queens are like, brunch in Southern California, outside in drag. But I miss even that.
Because it's hot. Isn't it
It's
hot though?
hot as shit. It's hotter than dick.
Ooh. That sounds very hot.
Imagine.
Right. Brunch was fun. I miss brunch.
I never actually went to brunch. I was always like working brunches, but I went once and it was really fun actually. No,
Where'd you
that's a
go?
lie. I went to the House of Blues drag brunch that Willem used to do.
Oh, okay.
I went there once and it was phenomenal. And then right before the quarantine started, they had started a new drag brunch and they'd asked me to do it. But now I can't. It was supposed to start the first weekend of April and it was going to be every other Saturday in the House of Blues. You bitches could have come to see my ass.
I've seen like on people's like social media that there's brunches going on and queens wearing masks, and or maybe they're not wearing masks, but you know they're still performing. I don't even know where they're at, but there's queens and
Yeah, I see that too.
it's probably Florida.
No, well, it's probably Florida's, Florida, but it's also happening here. I'm still not sure how I feel in terms of safety with that sort of thing.
Right.
I don't know if I'm comfortable yet doing that.
Right. There's also did you go to the drive-through? Not the drive-through. Did you go to the drive-through? Did you go to the drive-in?
I did not.
Drag. Yeah, they have that.
Did you?
No.
I'm very cautious with this whole thing, and I understand how you may say we're taking precautions. Great. But like, do you think you're going to get hundreds and hundreds of people in a small space to all cooperate with that? I know for a fact that they were supposed to be checking people's temperatures. They were not.
Oh.
They were not enforcing masks. People were walking around without masks. People were outside of their cars walking around in crowds. So, nah, I'm good. I'm glad the girls got an opportunity to work. But even then, like, some of the girls were like walking through the crowd performing and they weren't wearing masks. So it's like they're all being put at risk and, you know, they're just trying to make a living. It's hard.
That must be a fat ass paycheck or something.
It better be.
That's news to me. I didn't hear anything about that, but that's very
crazy.
shady.
People were like sitting on their cars and shit. Just too much.
Yeah.
That and like the Rose Bowl parking lot is like crazy.
I hate the Rose Bowl. I went there once for a BTS concert because I love K-pop. And it took forever to get out. And it took forever to get there too. It's so secluded and then there's just so many people. Wow.
I love that you love K-pop.
No, I love K-pop.
That is adorable.
Like,
oh gosh, I'm not a fan, but it has such a loyal following. All K-pop.
Right. I'm all about the girl K-pop groups. The boys, I like them, but it's all about the girls. Like the girls that's where it's at. Like if
it's like American music. It's like women.
If you ever, also gay, so
yeah,
duh. But yeah, if you ever want to get into K-pop, check out the girl groups. Blackpink.
Yes, I only know the song I did with Gaga, but they sounded great.
Sour Candy, yes.
They don't have like an album, do they? Not yet.
They have a couple.
They have full albums?
Well, they're not. They're like EPs.
Oh, okay.
I think if that's.
I saw somewhere that like they have an anticipated first full length coming soon.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, haven't they been around for a while?
It's interesting how K-pop, they kind of come back. They do their comebacks, and it's like EPs. They do like four or five songs in each like EP, or is that the right word? EP.
Yes.
So they didn't a lot. It's very rare that they'll do like full albums. They have to be like huge, like Blackpink, in order to kind of like produce and manifest those full-length albums.
That's always fascinating to me how artists will just do EPs.
Maybe that's more cost effective, or maybe that's smarter to do EPs.
I think it's faster.
It's definitely faster.
It's also like an editing thing too, where like when Gaga did the Fame Monster, she was like, I could have just done a full-length album. But then I realized that like if I just took these songs out, it makes everything else so much stronger. So here's an 8-song album, but technically it's an EP.
Which I almost like better than the Fame. Like,
honestly.
Those are all the good songs. I was like, damn.
But there's a lot of albums where I'm like, this one song could be taken out and this album would be fire. Like you could listen to it all the way through
without skipping anything,
and just nothing.
I don't think I've ever listened to an album where I've just not skipped something. Maybe I'm just like a picky bitch.
Well, it's a mood thing too. Like I listen to Chromatica and I skip like certain songs certain times, but not all the time.
Which ones do you skip?
Well, I never skip Alice because who does that? I usually I'll go like, okay, I'll go Alice, I go Chromatica 1 into Alice. Then usually after that, I'll skip over like Stupid Love and Rain on Me because I've heard them so many times already. I'm going to pull up the track list now and I can give you an exact strategy for how I listen to Chromatica. Okay, Chromatica 1 to Alice. I usually don't listen to Stupid Love or Rain on Me. Usually I'll skip all the way up to Chromatica 2, then 911.
Okay.
So I go Chromatica 1, Alice. Chromatica 2, 911, Sour Candy, Enigma, and then Babylon, and then I'll go back and listen to the rest.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like you have to listen to Babylon at the end because it's at the end. But it's just it's so iconic. That's such a good song, Babylon.
And Replay.
I actually don't listen to Replay. I listen to it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to replay this.
Stop.
It doesn't do it for me.
I hate what you just did.
It doesn't do it for me.
Oh my God. It's sampled of a Diana Ross song from a long time ago.
That just doesn't do it for me.
Well, you also like K-pop, so like, why the fuck are we even listening to you?
Right. It's like it's not a bad song. It just doesn't do it for me. No disrespect. No insults. It's not bad. I'm not discrediting it.
Well, Gaga's on the phone right now. Gaga, what do you think about that? I wish I had like a Chase Icon thing. Do you know who Chase Icon is?
Why does that sound familiar?
She is the girl who does. Her voice sounds just like Gaga, and she makes
Yes.
all those
Yes.
videos where she's like, "Hey, Sarah, it's me, Gaga."
Yes.
and she dubs it over a video of actually Gaga, which is so funny.
Yes. She called Ariana Grande something. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking.
I love her.
With her short, like, blonde bob. I'm, like, picturing her
Yes.
face right now.
I wonder if I can, like, find a soundbite of her voice. She's incredible. I want to get her on the podcast, but I don't know her like that. I wish I could get a hold of her. Maybe I will. Sometimes I'm surprised at the people who say yes to this.
Really? Why?
Maybe it's a little bit of imposter syndrome, but like at the end of the day, I am a local drag queen from LA trying desperately to like make something happen. And so sometimes when I reach out to people who are like on a larger scale than I am, and they're so gracious and nice to me, I'm just like, yes. But then there's some people who aren't, and I can't like be shady towards them about it because I get it. Like, you don't know who I am yet. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm always grateful for those that, you know, are down.
But also, like, don't forget those people that did say yes, and
yeah,
because also they want to like help promote you just as much as they want to be promoted themselves. Like those are like the good people to don't forget their act of kindness and their active support for you. Because I mean, we're all, especially right now, everyone wants to feel connected in some way. So like podcasting is where it's at for sure. It really is.
Okay, this is Chase Icon.
Sarah, it's Gaga. I have terrible news. One of my gay interns leaked Stupid Love. So I'm thinking to counter-strike that in a sense, what if I released a lipstick called Stupid Lipstick and just further delayed the release of
what
the
fuck
song?
Is this picture?
Oh my God, what if it was purple? We could make the lipstick purple.
It's iconic. She's one of my favorite influencers on the internet.
Why does she sound exactly like Gaga though? Like it's ridiculous.
I have no idea. She's incredible. I'm obsessed with her.
I've never heard anyone sound as much as Gaga as her yet. It's ridiculous.
Are you a smart? Well, are you an idiot or do you stand Kim Petras?
Well, me and smart are in the same category, but I love Kim Petras.
Okay. There's two kinds of people in the world. Smart people who like Kim Petras and people who don't like Kim Petras and they're probably very poor. So.
Oh my God. To answer your question, I love Kim Petras. I've seen her 3 times. I met her. I was obsessed with her starting 2018 to 2019. I was obsessed with her. I think she's super smart because I feel like it's kind of like the whole EP conversation. She's releasing like singles after singles, and I think that's also a good way to stay relevant too. And it's just like so much work to put into an actual album. So why not just kind of like release songs here and there to get people like, I don't know, invested in you? I don't know. I think that's such a smart way of promoting yourself and your music and your artistry. Yeah. And she's awesome. She's beautiful. She's talented. She can actually sing live.
She's incredible.
I love her. She's great. I miss her. I feel like I don't know why I miss her, but I'm like, maybe I'm like, she's really, and she's also just really spoiled her fans with all of her content, all of her music. And so I think I'm like, where's the next Kim song? Kim, where are you, girl? Like
any day now. She used to go, I perform at this bar in Laguna Beach. And every time I go there, somebody's like, oh yeah, Kim Petras comes here. Whenever she's in LA, she like, her and her gay friends all drive out to Laguna and come to this tiny little bar and just hang out and see the show. I'm like, that's incredible.
Oh,
I stan. Malibu like was stunning, so good.
Oh, was that her last song?
Yeah,
she did. And then she had the Broken Glass song, which was cute too. I really like.
Oh yes,
I
still listen to the Halloween album when I work out. It's like the best.
I know, that makes me think: are we getting like another Halloween album this year? And make it so that Halloween's not canceled.
I want a Christmas album from her.
Are you a Christmas gay?
No, that's why I think she needs to do it. Because I hate Christmas music, but I think she would, because what is Halloween music? She kind of like invented that for herself. Why not for
Right.
Christmas?
I don't know, because that's like Mariah's gig. Mariah Carey's.
Maybe, but she wouldn't be singing like standards. It would be like a dance, like maybe a New Year's Eve album could be fun.
Maybe
Like take that sparkle and concept and run with it, like,
or that,
and then, you know,
that time of year, kind of like
yeah,
where it's cold. Oh, and we're excited for the next year. Because like I agree, like I don't really like Christmas music that much. It's too jolly. It's too corny.
well, it's the same every year.
Yeah, I
But,
don't.
okay, Casey Musgrave's Christmas.
Okay, I love Casey Musgraves.
It changed the game for me.
Oh, her special.
Her special was so fucking good. And that song with Troye Sivan, incredible.
Didn't she do it with Lana too? She did a song with Lana?
She did a cover of a Christmas song with Lana. Most of it was covers. There was a couple original Christmas songs that she wrote, and one of them was called Glittery with Troye Sivan. Amazing. I just pulled a fly away. Ow, it hurt. Oh my God, my scalp.
Are you okay?
I think I'm bleeding.
Do you need a doctor?
Are you a doctor?
I said I wasn't smart. So the answer is no. I probably should have went to school for a doctor, but you know, I'll marry a doctor maybe, hopefully.
What did you go to school for though?
I went to school for radio, TV, and film.
I love that.
Yeah.
A very usable degree. I went to school for theater, so like, you know, here we are.
Yeah. That's good though.
Yeah, it helps with all of this.
It does. It helps with
a lot.
It also helps with your confidence and like public speaking and
yes,
just being in front of a crowd. So I feel like a lot of aspiring drag people or people who are doing drag, I don't know, like I feel like they probably have like a theater background, or they should, you know, right?
Yeah.
What you think? Drag queens, drag kings, like they probably have been inspired by theater.
Totally. It's a part of theater. So like you can't not like theater and do drag because you're actively participating in it. So I do want to talk, we're like over time, but like I don't give a shit because like what producer is gonna tell me to stop? Like
editor, producer, director.
Producer.
Is that our name? Girl, why you got Ornacia up in your house?
Sorry, she's going through my closet to borrow shit for All Stars 6.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm rooting for her nonetheless.
I mean, she's got this in the bag, honey. I do want to talk about cosplay because it's essentially drag.
Kind of.
In a lot of ways.
There's lots of similarities.
How did you like fall into you do it?
Yes.
Like what?
I was like, I do it not very well, but I do it. You
don't think so?
No. I think, or maybe I'm just my worst critic. But
maybe
if you just like Google some cosplays, like wow, there's some people that are just so they look like those characters, you know. So yeah. I'm more of like someone who wants to still be me, but also like be that character. So if there's still me in that character, if that makes sense. That's why I like to play with gender bending and like turn female characters into male characters, but also have that femininity with them still.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people don't really, I don't know, maybe that's just like my niche. And I still like to portray like male characters too, but I don't know. I think it was just kind of like, I don't know, maybe it is kind of like drag in a sense, but not like, obviously it's different. But it's just something that I really like to do. I love like seeing drag performers who are also very nerdy. Like I love queens like Dax and Aquaria and Cameron, who there's something just really inspiring about seeing another queer person who loves nerdy things, and whether it's cosplay, whether it's Pokemon, because you don't see a whole lot of representation like that growing up, or even now. There's not a whole lot of LGBTQIA plus I don't know, representation with like nerd culture and the fandom, you know? So
yeah, that makes sense.
It's cool seeing people like be successful and be a voice for nerds, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because really like we're all those people, like deep down. like I was always that kid like hugging the Harry Potter book in school. Like I'm still that kid. I still read the Harry Potter books and like you know, the superhero movies and everything. Like I'm still that, and like Star Wars, like all that. So it's cool that we as adults can still like enjoy ourselves and have that safety.
And I don't think it's like, no, it's very cute. And I don't think it's something that people should shame. Like I've been shamed constantly before by people or an ex about kind of like how, right. Like why, Ollie, why do you like drag? Why do you like these nerd things? Why do you like doesn't it seem immature to you? And my answer is no. If anything, it's very empowering. It's fun. It's nothing different than like a lot of the criticism was like, oh, it's just a form of escapism. But isn't everything kind of like we do to entertain ourselves kind of a form of escapism? Like movies and television and books even. Like it's all there to entertain ourselves and hopefully empower us. Like I'm sure Harry Potter has empowered you as an individual, as a drag performer, as just a human being, you know, like why should we feel shamed for the things that inspire us and that we love and appreciate, you know, that it's all art. At the end of the day, it's art. That's a freaking piece of literature. Harry Potter, comics. Do you know how much work it takes to put into like a comic book? There's a whole team. So I'm such a huge advocate of just drag, cosplay, the nerdiness of all of us, you know? So I'm always there to stand up for it because I know what it's like to feel the pressure and the shame for liking something that isn't necessarily like mainstream, you know?
Yeah.
That's like can be criticized as weird.
But that's the whole importance of what RuPaul says about finding your tribe.
Right.
And so I noticed like, hey, I like Harry Potter and nerdy things and I like theater. The theater kids also like Harry Potter and nerdy things. So that became my thing.
Yeah.
People don't get that. It's very sad.
It's like, why you gotta hate?
Why you hating? That's my new single.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm doing 10 singles before my album.
Oh, okay.
And then release an album of those 10 songs.
Well, as long as you have like a feature from Kim.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Kimberly Marie Petrus.
Maybe Chase Icon can come on and
she could just go, "Hi, it's Lady Gaga, and you're listening to Jordan,
and you're watching Disney Channel." That'd be a cute little sample here and there, you know, help promote the single.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, we have gone way over time. Where can the people find you on the internets?
For now, they can't find me on OnlyFans yet.
Yes.
But you guys can find me on social media, Twitter and Instagram at Ollie Dreamer. Yes. So follow me. Bitch.
We stan. Bitch.
Bitch.
You can follow me at Jordan Jayro everywhere. It's at JordanJayro. It rhymes with J-Lo.
I love that. So
I do too. I love when people pronounce it too. It's really nice when people say it correctly. It's hard.
Do people say it wrong?
Yeah. There's a really hilarious story that I've told so many times on the podcast that I'll tell you as soon as we wrap here, but it's really funny about somebody mispronouncing my name.
Okay.
You can follow the podcast at Hey Girl Pod on Instagram, and you can also email the podcast at heygirlpod@gmail.com. Send me nudes, and I will review them and keep your identity anonymous.
Oh my God. Send those nudes to me too, and we're good.
Yeah, start a group chat with us and your nudes. And we'll just talk to each other about your nudes, but not address you at all.
I'm excited to see nudes.
Let me stop before I get in trouble. But nudes, I will share some of the nudes that I receive from random strangers.
As you should. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, these are people who don't care that I share them because they share them, so it's fine.
Okay, good. Share the love.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me, and hopefully our paths will cross very soon in person when it's safe to do so.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast talking to you. Buffy's better.
Go fuck yourself.
End of podcast.
I regret this.
Fluffy.
Okay. Thanks again for listening. And remember, the power of 3 will set you free.
Oh
Bye.
She's
Okay,
the
bye.
slayer. Okay, good.
Whatever. Bye.